All right, so I just get out of the shower, right, and I go back on Twitter to, tweet the link to the video that I literally just posted, and what do I see but a really, really weird piece of news about the Pixel 6. My mind is blown. I don't even know what to think here. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. Here's what I just tweeted, the link to the video that is now posted, and it's the MS Power user. With this link here. Oh, okay. And then Fandroid is now also cooperating. But let's go to MS Power user here. Look at their article. Excuse me. Evidently, this is a render of the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. Okay. That's really, really weird. And this is coming from Jon Prosser of Front Page Tech. Now, I've cited him before. Just bumped my table. I'm sorry. I've cited him before, right? And he actually is the one that leaked the Pixel Watch. He actually mentions here that he was one of the first ones to show off an image of the Pixel 5, I want to say. I mean, he's got like an okay track record. He's gotten a few things wrong over the years, but like his track record in general is not terrible. Get past his ads here that he likes to do in the middle of videos. And he's claiming in this video, and I will link to this video in the comments down below so you can just watch it yourself and see what he's saying. But what he's saying is that someone actually sent him a physical image of this phone. I don't mean a physical image. They didn't mail him a Polaroid, but they sent him an image of the actual, not a render, like apparently the phone. And then he takes that and creates a render with it to kind of have more anonymity for the leaker in question. Now, it's important to point out here that we have a Pro and we have a Standard. Okay, so obviously 2 cameras, 3 cameras. Almost certainly going to be a wide angle, ultra wide, and telephoto, and the normal one is going to drop one of those 3 cameras. Now, he does not have a spec sheet for this. We're gonna have to speculate here. We assume internals, AAA, 8 gigs of RAM, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Probably cameras, or what I probably said. On the front, there's a center positioned hole punch camera instead of the one over to the side like it was on the Pixel 5. You also have to then notice that it is an in-screen fingerprint scanner. They're dropping the thing on the back, which, whatever, take that for, whatever it might be. I kind of like the one on the back, but they're going to in display. Just from the appearance, I don't even know what that is the weirdest camera bump I have ever seen on any device, okay? But let's talk about that ginormous camera bump. What does this tell you? They don't have a spec sheet here. However, we can glean some information from this picture if it is in fact real. The Pixel 5 has a itty bitty teeny tiny little camera bump. And why is that? Because the sensor, the camera module, is not very big, so it doesn't need a big bump. This thing has a monstrous camera bump. So what does that tell you? It's got a monstrous sensor. If you look at something like the Z Fold or the Samsung phones, this has a case on it that covers it, but that camera bump protrudes about as far as the Surface Duo is thick. And the advantages you get from doing that are many, and I've talked about them in other videos. Maybe I'll put a little link up here somewhere if I remember to do that. I probably won't, but maybe I will. And I talked about sensor size, all this stuff, how size affects the image itself. And if you look at the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro as it's purported to be, this is Google saying, yeah, we know we can't keep doing the same 12 megapixel camera that we've been doing for like 87 years. We have to go bigger, go home, so we're going big. These are not the same. I promise you, if this is real, that is not a 12 megapixel camera. It is going to be much larger than that, and it's going to be a much physically larger sensor. Okay, we talked about in the past how the Z Fold is, the sensor is much larger than it is on the Duo, than it is on the Pixel 5. Well, the Pixel 6 is going to fix that problem. It's going to be a much bigger sensor than on prior phones. There's no other reason to have a bump that is this gargantuan. And if you also want more evidence that they're changing their philosophy, apparently it's not going to be, the Pixel 5 and the 5A, or the 5, or the 4A, 5G, whatever. It's just going to be the 6 and the 6 Pro. So it's a difference in the naming convention. The aesthetics are different. The cameras are different. I think this, if true, is going to be a radical shift from what we're used to from the Pixel phones. And we also do need to point out, we've talked about this Whitechapel project that Google is making their own silicon. So that, look, might the Pixel 6 not run the Snapdragon 888? Maybe it'll run Whitechapel, their own processor. Look, that's possible, but we have no evidence to point to say, yes, that is what is happening. So I think right now your safest bet is a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, and that's not something you should be upset about, obviously. Perhaps the 6 will have the 7 series, and the 6 Pro will be the 8 series, the super more powerful processor. Man. A lot there. There's a lot there from just a couple of renders. I'm excited. I'm confused. Do I hate this? A little. I hate it a little. It's really weird looking. But I promise you this, if Google comes out and says, big old ugly camera bump, and then they go, but you've seen what we can do with crap hardware and still take the best pictures around just about. Now let us show you what we can do with good hardware for the first time, since the fucking, did Huawei make one of their Nexus phones? How long has it been since they've had top tier hardware? I'm excited. I love hardware leaks. Like I said, his video is in the comments down below, so check that out. It is his source, his stuff there. So thanks to Jon Prosser for leaking this one for me to then turn around and give back to you guys. Stay tuned for more coverage of the Pixel devices as they come along, just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friend.